Ooh, people. Yo, so Signature sent me this new joint, right? It is Which Brings Me to You, the new film from Peter Hutchings. It was written by Keith Bunin. The film is produced by Claude Dal Farah and Brian Keedy. It's executive produced by Chad Agina, Dina Bacon, Randall J. Bacon, Richard Brown, Sarah Castillo, David Gendron, Lucy Hale, Damon Hillin, Ali Jazari, Au Kepamat, Kent Sanderson, Nate Wolff, and Viviana Zaragoza, with line production from Michael E. Brown. Spencer David Hutchins handles the music, Karina Silva cinematography, Jason Nicholson edits the piece, Alison Estrin is on casting duties, Adri Seawat was production design, set decoration is Teresa Strebler, Carissa Kelly handled costume design, hair and makeup. We've got Cynthia Vanis, Scott Hirsch, and Valerie Carney. So the cast, well, we have got Lucy Hale as Jane, Nate Wolff is Will, John Gallagher Jr. is Wallace, Ward Horton is Mark, Alexander Hodge is Ethan. We've got Michael, played by Chase Liefeld. Then there's Jody, played by Erin Ruth Walker. Justine, played by Mitzi Aka. Gloria, played by Laura Kai Chen. Olivia, played by Marceline Hugot. Audrey, played by Brittine Oldford. Eve, played by Genevieve Angelson. There's also Eddie, played by Michael Mulhern. Charlotte, played by Avery Cole. Noah, played by Federico Rodriguez. Todd, played by Riley Walters. Kit, played by Nancy Meyer. Andre, played by Marcus Brandon. Erica, played by Jamie McRae. Amanda, played by Bria Condon. Juliet is played by Kenzie Gray. Right, we've got Jerome, played by Ted Dacey. Nadine, played by Katie Lynn Johnson. Marie, played by Emily Batista. The groom, played by Brian Enrich. Yeah, I think. Oh, the lift driver at the end is played by Shannon O'Neill. All right, I think that's basically it. Now, the gist of the story is this: two romantic burnouts meet at a wedding and almost hook up in the courtroom. Before putting the brakes on, they agree to exchange candid confessions about their past on the off chance that this might be the real thing. Well, I wouldn't say that's true at all. Like, this is classified as a romantic comedy. It's not. right? This isn't a romantic this isn't a comedy, right? This isn't a story about two romantic burnouts, right? Which makes it sound like it's just these two people just hopeless in love and they just bad luck. And but no, this is a story about two atrocious people, right? That's what this is. If we're being real, which is fine, just packages as it is, right? It's an odd thing to try and claim something is something else, right? Now, if I had known this was written by Peter Hutchings, right, I think that would have, just how I wouldn't have watched it, right? Is because I always try and watch everything people send me, you know what I mean? But I probably would have at least had a better understanding going in. Because Peter Hutchings, he directed The Hating Game, right? He directed oh god, what was that other film which I really hated? I mean, there's so many. Well, he wrote, should I say, Can You Keep a Secret? Which ugh, I hated. Right? So I'm, you know, I think Then Came You, which is another atrocious film I unfortunately have seen. And I say atrocious film. I just say a film that isn't for me. Right? I mean, this style of romance film is like it's candy coated, right? Even people that do horrible things, those are never held up as really being horrible things. You know what I mean? When they should be, right? They should be. Because this is just two people that they're old. I mean, they're old. They're in their 30s, but they act like they're 10. Right? They're just doing these just shitty things. And they're doing these shitty things, right? There's one bit when, because for whatever reason, they decide to tell each other like their past sexual experiences. Weird, right? Now, it's all over because they're in a cafe eating, and she's just like, "Oh, can I have your bit of pie?" Because he's not eating it, and he's like, "Yeah." And he told her a story, and she's just like, "I'm not telling you that." And then he's like, "Oh, I'll take the pie back." I'm just like, firstly, you just gave the pie, right? So someone be like, "No, you just gave it. You can't take it back because it's no longer yours." The minute you say this is yours means it's no longer yours. You've just given your rights away on that thing. So just the, you know what I mean? The breadcrumbs which this is built on is just shaky as a motherfucker, right? It's all over the place. You know what I mean? The other thing, you don't have to tell, right? You could just make up shit. You can just make up anything, right? Just like the things people tell, it's not necessarily true, right? So it's this, and we get just this stream of stories of them being shitholes, right? He walks out on a girl. I mean, walks out on her. She's asleep, right? And he doesn't say bye. He doesn't say, this is where I'm going. He doesn't do anything. And she's just like, oh, I mean, she should have known. She's like, what the fuck are you saying? She should have known. Like, the whole situation was weird, but to be like, oh, they should have known. No. Listen, right? You can like someone, you can love someone, but you don't have to agree with everything they say, right? You can go, I wouldn't have done that, right? And you don't have to be like, you're an awful person, but you could just be like, yeah, I don't really do things like that. I would have probably done this, but that was 20 years ago. So what the fuck? Who cares? You know what I mean? Right? There's another bit when something is said which happened 3 months ago, supposedly. So there's just this host of things. And you're just like, okay, clearly, neither of you have grown, neither of you have changed, but we're meant to believe that you might from a few conversations in one day. Hmm. Right? You know what I mean? It's just it's stupid from my point of view. I will say it is stupid. You know what I mean? It's like the acting is fine, but that's all you can say. It's not lighting anything on fire, right? Even like the emotions are the bare minimal that you would expect. A tear doesn't necessarily, what I mean, show that you're really that sad. You have to throw more into it. And everything is just kind of surface level, it felt, you know? Like, I wanted to see the real emotions, right? Because if certain of these events really happened, you'd be fucked up. You're not just gonna be like, yeah, that happened. No, you're gonna be cut up like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And that's what never makes sense about these films, right? It's never a depiction of what love actually is. It feels like it's written by people that have never actually experienced it, right? It's a postcard version of, right? It's a dream scenario because everyone these people talk to, every single person wants to get down, right? There's never a, do you really think that's going to work? No, 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 no. Like, I don't know you like that. What are you expecting? Or just like, nah, you're not my type, right? But every single person wants to bang them, right? Everyone's going, oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so handsome. Like, no one is, right? Even someone who you might think is so attractive, there's going to be a whole load of people who do not feel that way. But in these type of films, the main characters are just the best, right? And everyone wants them. It's insane. It's insane. It's just throwing up these weird notions of relationships and love and compassion and empathy. You know what I mean? That's my issue with these films, right? I want reality. Show me that. Give me that. That can be entertaining, right? That's not necessarily a downer or anything like that. That can be real. And I bring it up all the time, but the Before trilogy from Richard Linklater, right? That gives you a better look at what a relationship should be. You know what I mean? That's it. So stop with these, you know what I mean, paper thin, candy floss notions. There's, for all of a sudden, there's a bit when they sing, and it's just like, why are we doing this? Like, we don't need this. Like, please do not sing. Please. There's a bit, if you get into the sea, your clothes should be wet. The clothes aren't wet. How the fuck are you drying off that quickly? It's fucking insane. It's insane. You know? And then this last bit, the last bit of the film, right? With this revelation, it's just like, listen, if that's the thing, and you really do, you know what I mean? You'd be talking about it. You're not hiding it. You're not hiding it like that. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre thing, right? But people. If you loved, you know, those other films, right? If you loved The Hating Game, right? If you loved Can I Keep a Secret, right? The Outcast, Then Came You, right? If you love stuff like oh my days, like we have looked at a lot of ropey rom-coms, haven't we, on this, man? We really have, you know. You know, like Someone Like You. Oh my gosh. There's so many just ropey films, right? I you know, just pick one, right? If those are the films that you like, right? Remember stuff like New Year's Eve, right? Valentine's Day, those Neil Marshall films, right? If that kind of jam is your thing, people, then I will say, which brings me to you, you're gonna dig it. You're gonna dig it. Okay? So this will be dropping on the 12th of February. So, yeah. Fill your boots, people. Have fun. Hey, maybe you and your significant other, the person in your life, will watch it for Valentine's Day. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. But it's not really love, right? It's not Intergalactic. It's not Love Jones, Love and Basketball, Before Sunrise. It's not one of those. But it could be for you. So, which brings me to you, 12th of Feb.